Hello and welcome to TTV News. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of October 17, the local department number 2, office of the Party Central Committee, led by Mr. Nguyễn Đức Cùng, director of the local department number 2, has a meeting as the special national release of the central office for the South Vietnam on the occasion of 93rd anniversary of the traditional day of the Party Committee office, October 18, 1930, October 18, 2023.
At the Memorial House of President Ho Chi Minh, the delegation respectfully offered flowers and incense to President Ho Chi Minh, the beloved leader of the Vietnamese people, who left behind priceless treasures and valuable lessons of ideology, morality, style, and lifestyle for today and future generations. At the traditional house of the Central Office of the South Vietnam during the anti-American war to save the country, the delegation offered flowers, offered incense, and spent a minute of silence to express infinite gratitude for the great contributions of heroic martyrs, senior leaders and officers and soldiers of the Central Office for the South Vietnam for the revolutionary cause.
In the morning of October 17, the Inspectorate of the Ministry of Home Affairs organized an announcement of the inspection decision in Tây Ninh Province. Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Khương, Chief Inspector of the Ministry of Home Affairs, chaired the announcement with the attendance of Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People Committee.
Accordingly, the content of inspection in Tây Ninh Province is the implementation of legal regulations on recruitment of civil servants, accepted as a civil servant, appoint civil servants to lead and manage, write civil servants rank in Tây Ninh Province, period from January 1st, 2021 to August 31st, 2023. Inspection period is 45 days from the date of announcement. At the announcement, the Inspectorate of the Ministry of Home Affairs also disseminated the duties and powers of the head of the inspection team, members, and the rights and obligations of the inspected subjects, work schedule of the inspection team, regulation on statements, and confidentiality during the inspection process. Mr. Dương Văn Thắng received opinions from the Chief Inspector and head of the inspection team. At the same time, assigned the Department of Home Affairs to be the focal point to coordinate with departments, branches, and district people's committees during the inspection process. He also requested departments, branches, and district people's committees to prepare complete records and documents to work with the inspection team during the inspection process. If any problems arise, please request the heads of departments, branches, and district people's committees to promptly report to the chairman of the Provincial People's Committee for direction and resolution. In the morning of October 17, at the Department of Science and Technology of Tây Ninh, the Provincial National Assembly delegation had a thematic survey on contents related to science and technology activities before the sixth session of the 15th National Assembly session. At the survey, National Assembly Delegate Huỳnh Thanh Phương paid special attention to the implementation of regimes and policies related to science, technology, and innovation. Accordingly, in the period of 2015-2023, the budget used for science and technology in the province is more than 416 billion Vietnam dong. Many science and technology policies have been implemented, effectively serving research, technology transfer, innovative startups, and intellectual property. Representatives of the Department of Science and Technology also had opinions and recommendations sent to the Provincial National Assembly delegations. The working delegation of the Standing Department of the People's Council of Đông Hoa Thao Phú Yên Province recently visited and exchanged experiences with the People's Council of Hoa Thanh Thao Tây Ninh Province. At this trend, the People's Councils of the two localities introduced the characteristic and socio-economic situation of their localities in recent time. At the same time, share and exchange issues related to the activities of the People's Council, such as preparation for organizing meetings, implementation of procedures, and authority to issue resolutions of the People Council, review thematic reports, questions, and answer questions at the meeting, survey, supervision, and voter contact activities, experience in selecting inspection and supervision content appropriate to local realities. Through the conference, it contributed to not only tightening the solidarity between the two localities, but also improving the quality of activities of the people's culture, contributing to successfully completing the socio-economic development tasks of each locality. In the morning of October 17, the Department of Industry and Trade coordinated with the Central School of Industry and Trade Officer Training under the Ministry of Industry and Trade to organize a capacity training class for human resources working in border trade infrastructure management. At the training session, delegates were introduced to topics related to state management activities in trade activities in border areas, recognizing the current situation of human resources, proposing solutions to improve the quality of human resources, working in the management of commercial infrastructure in border areas. Through training, it aims to help the team working in border infrastructure management in the area update information, raise awareness, as well as their roles and responsibilities in developing border trade in the coming time. Celebrating the 93rd anniversary of the founding of the Vietnam Women's Union on October 20, the Trade Union of the Provincial Economic Zone organized many meaningful, joyful, and useful activities for female trade union officers and female workers. Delegates attended a meeting to review traditions on the founding day of the Vietnam Women's Union on October 20, listened to a special talk on the golden key to keeping happiness, presented by Dr. Do Nhia, a psychologist, lecturer at the University of Economics and Finance, Ho Chi Minh City, begetted and experienced the reparation of the ring faced by dandelion ginseng tea to help improve health as well as economic development and increase family income. On this occasion, the grassroots trade unions, with a large number of female workers belonging to the Provincial Economic Zone Trade Union, also organized many joyful activities. Accordingly, the total paid capital for completed volume in 2023 is arranged to be over 113.6 billion Vietnam dong. Up to now, investors have well implemented the instructions of the Provincial Bills Committee on payment account settlement, actively dispersing capital immediately after capital allocation. Of this, investors have dispersed nearly 76 billion Vietnam dong for 45 projects, reaching nearly 67% of the plan. The remaining 15 projects have not been dispersed. The Provincial People's Committee has also instructed investors to complete the settlement dossier and finalize completed projects, coordinate with the construction unit in fully and promptly implementing procedures to disperse capital according to the construction schedule and assign capital plan. Different from citizen identification cards, electronic identification accounts will have information authenticated in the electronic environment. This account will have citizens carry out administrative procedures in the Ministry of Public Security's guaranteed electronic environment, especially online public services. Its biggest benefit is that when using a VNeID account, people save a lot of time and money, do not fill out many types of forms, reduce many procedural steps, and reduce personal documents when implementing public administrative transactions. Citizens can replace the citizen identification cards and the documents they register for integration, display on the National Electronic Identification application such as driver's license, vehicle registration, citizen identification card, health insurance card, support for online state notification, support for online crime reporting. Transactions in the electronic environment made through electronic identification accounts are guaranteed to be reliable, accurate, fast, simple, economical, and effective, but still ensuring security, information safety, and data security.
Ladies and gentlemen, in recent days, many pumpkins growing areas in Suối Ngô and Tân Hòa Khmer, Tân Châu districts are in full harvest. However, the growers are not only happy, but also like sitting on a fire because pumpkins' prices are too low.
According to pumpkin growing households, previously pumpkins were purchased at prices ranging from 13,000 to 14,000 per kilogram. According to pumpkin growing households previously, pumpkins were purchased at price ranging from 13,000 Vietnam dong to 14,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. However, currently the price purchased at the fair is dropping sharply, only from 3 to 4,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram. In the past few years, the price was relatively stable, but this year it dropped. I think that the reason is that places are growing too much. This year in Tân Châu district, there are about 800 hectares of pumpkin with a yield of 20 to 25 tons per hectare, an estimated output of 13,000 tons. The remaining unharvested quantity is about 650 hectares, concentrated mainly in Tân Hoa and Suối Ngô communes. Currently, every day, farmers in the district harvest about 500 tons, but the amount consumed raw traders is only about 200 tons per day. It is known that in the previous harvest season, for a hectare of pumpkin after harvest minus cost, farmers earn from 100 to 200 million Vietnam dong. This is also the reason why the area of pumpkin doubled compared to last year. Massive and spontaneous development without planning causes pumpkin prices to be squeezed until harvest time. The local authorities hope that the superior authorities will have a direction on how to fully exploit the land of the farmers so that every year they can have more income thanks to growing this crop. For the next season, the local authorities will provide training on farming skills, communication and grasping the areas planted with this pumpkin strain across the country so that we have an output orientation, and this needs to be linked. According to the leader of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, every year agricultural products have a good harvest and good price. The following year, farmers will rush to plant them. However, people do not pay attention to the issue of making rural area costs, issuing certificates of eligibility for safety from DC for safety. So when it comes to years when goods are abundant and difficult to sell, the rescue problem will face many difficulties. It will be impossible to bring goods into distribution chains and supermarkets for consumption. In my opinion, we should learn from this year's experience. Those who will prepare to plant pumpkins in the next year will be granted certificates and register the area code. The farmers will be instructed on procedures by plant protection and agricultural extension agency so that it ensures stability in the future. Of course, the price may not be as high as in very high years, but it is not as bad as the price like this year. There needs to be learned from experience in the future. Faced with the above situation, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development is recommending distribution chains supporting industrial zones to consume for people at relatively stable price. Of course, it won't be as high as last year's price, but at least people will still get their capital back and have a profit to reinvest.
The audience recently in Trảng Bàng Thao, there have been continuously incidents of breaking into people's houses to steal property. Faced with that situation, leaders of Trảng Bàng Thao police have directed the implementations of many solutions, plans and organizations to fight and revenge in order to curb the increase of this type of crimes, contributing to ensuring security and order, bringing peace and happiness to the people.
Due to not having money to spend, on October 3, 2023, Phan Anh Tuấn, 43 years old, residing in Thái Hòa Town, Nghệ An Province, temporarily residing in Đức Hòa District, Long An Province, drove a motorbike around the roads in Tịnh Phong Quarter, An Tịnh Quơ. Discovering that Mr. X's house was unattended, Tuấn climbed the wall inside, used an iron bar to unlock the back door, broke into the house and ransacked it, stealing 10 taels of 24K gold, 50 million Vietnam dong in Vietnamese currency, and an Asus branded laptop. Tuấn then brought them to Đồng Nai province to sell for personal expenses and buy an iPhone 15. With the above trick, the subject committed 2 thefts in Đức Hòa District, Long An Province, and had a criminal record for property theft. Trảng Bàng Thao police quickly arrested the subject immediately. Previously, on August 19, 2023, this unit also arrested Nguyễn Văn Hưng, 37 years old, residing in Củ Chi District, Ho Chi Minh City, for repeatedly breaking into people's houses and stealing property. To have money to spend and buy rocks, the subject repaired wrenches, screwdriver, pliers, gloves, and some tools to commit the act of breaking in and stealing property. After that, home drove a motorbike from Củ Chi District, Ho Chi Minh City to Tây Ninh, went around the roads looking for people's houses that were closed. No one was watching, then broke the lock, sneak in and steal valuable assets such as gold, cash, watches, diamonds, and then sell them. With their bold trick, subject home broke into people's houses 3 times in An Tĩnh Quế, Lộc Hưng Quế to steal property and sell them. Officers kept watch, monitor the homeowner, wait for the opportunity to commit a crime, and with just a little carelessness of not locking the back door, the subject broke into without much difficulty. These are 2 cases among many thefts caused by people being careless and caught off guard. In the first 9 months of 2023, there were 29 cases of property theft in the area. Investigation clarified 16 cases, 16 subjects. According to Trang Bang Thao police, the trace of property theft criminals are not new, but are somewhat more sophisticated and aggressive. The subjects often take advantage of people's subjectivity, inattention, and lack of vigilance. The care and protection of property is less property management and deserted areas for property theft. The town police has proactively developed many plans to strengthen prevention and fight to spread on types of crimes, focus on reviewing and managing the number of mobile subjects, temporary residents staying in the area with no occupation, not working as workers who show signs of illegal activities, and at the same time strengthen reconnaissance, equipment and vehicles. Regularly follow the area to coordinate with the police of communes and wards to proactively and seriously implement measures to prevent and combat all types of crimes from the grassroots level. It is forecast that in the coming months, especially at the end of the year, the property theft crime situation will have many complicated developments. In addition to the responsibilities and duties of the police force in fighting, preventing and combating crime, people and businesses in the area need to be proactive in self-defense, self-management, and self-protection of one's own assets, contributing to the work of ensuring social order and safety, and not let criminals take advantage of. Called hamlet, one of three hamlets with a large number of ethnic Khmer people living in Tân Đông Commune, Tân Châu district, with the attention of the party and the state, with many supporting policies. Up to now, the life of Khmer people here has strengthened markedly. Houses and roads are becoming more and more spacious. People's lives are getting better. People are well complying with the guidelines and policies of the party and the laws of the state. This year's Sandota runs from October 13 to 15, 2023. This is not only an opportunity for children to remember their ancestors and filial piety to their parents, but also an opportunity for neighbors to gather, inquire and share experience in labor and production. This is a traditional ceremony of Khmer people with a long history. Every year when it comes to the season of Sandota, we hold offerings and invitations to chant suitors to return blessing to ancestors. And this is also an occasion for descendants to show filial piety to the living Buddha. As parents, offer their parents good food, money, new clothes, and all sorts of things. At the same time, it is a message to remind children and grandchildren to preserve and promote the right traditions of their fellow citizens. During 3 days of Sandota holidays, in addition to worshipping at home, all important rituals take place at the temple. Everyone turn their respect to the Buddha, remember their grandparents and ancestors, and put their hopes in good things. In addition to the traditional worship organization, at home there are also monks who pray for peace, the well-being of the living, and chant sutters to return blessings to the deceased. It can be said that Trumpen Sandota Festival is a traditional festival full of educational significance and culture of Khmer people. Trumpen is a season of happiness, reunion, showing filial piety, gratitude to gratitude to ancestors, the deceased, and community connection.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.